Okay, so Tabitha and Miranda, their connection is one of the biggest mysteries of From Season 3. And that RendezMove secret Easter egg is a game changer, and we'll explore the evidence and explain the symbolism and more. My name is Christian from Game Premiere, and let's begin.
A long time ago and he lost it. And then I found this.
We're talking reincarnation, baby. Past lives, those echoes of shared experiences. It's like their souls are trapped in Fromville, reborn time and time again. This is not just some random theory I pull out of a hat. It's supported by all those creepy similarities, and I'm going to explain why. I mean, the bracelet, the song Blue, those visions of the children in the tower, and the bottle trees, they're both drawn those same trees. It's all connected, and it's too much to be a coincidence. So I'm going to break down all the evidence, and I think you will agree. This reincarnation theory is not just a possibility, it's the key to understanding the town-twisted game. Alright, let's talk about 1978, because that year is a turning point in Fromville's history. It's the year of the massacre, the event that shattered Victor's life. And if my reincarnation theory is right, I think it's the year Miranda died and Tabitha was born. I mean, if you look at the timeline, it makes perfect sense. Miranda was having those visions, those dreams of the town, the children, and that creepy man in yellow. Then Christopher goes crazy, obsessed with that symbol, and bam, the massacre. Here's the thing, Miranda was one of those victims. And what if, shortly after her death, her soul was reborn as Tabitha? It would explain all those shared details, the bracelet, the song, those visions of the tower and the children. It's like an echo of a past life. And I know a lot of you have been sending me message about reincarnation. It's a seriously creepy connection. And I think about Tabitha's age in 2021 when the Matthews family arrives in Fromville. She's around 43. Which means she was born around 1978. It's too much to be a coincidence. It's like the town itself is playing a twisted game, recycling souls, trapping them in this endless loop of terror. But I have another proof. Here's another piece of the puzzle that's making this reincarnation theory even more convincing. Remember how Henry said that Miranda was having those creepy dreams before she even arrived in Fromville? Those paintings of the town, the children, the pilgrims, they were not just random nightmares. Here's what I'm thinking. What if those dreams were actually memories? Memories from a past life, a previous incarnation. It's like Miranda, Tabitha's soul, is being trapped in this cycle for a long time, reliving the same nightmare over and over again. And each time, each version of Tabitha/Miranda have failed. Well, Tabitha has not failed yet. This would explain why in Tabitha's dreams we see those numbers in the lighthouse and some memorabilia that is not hers. The thing is that each version of Tabitha/Miranda, like the soul, has not been able to free those children from the tower to break the town's curse in generations, which is a very good point because how Tabitha was chosen at the end of season 2. And that's what I think this season is so important for Tabitha. And in this scene, you can see how Tabitha picks up the luggage that belongs to Miranda. And she takes the dress and she's like, wait, I recognize this. This is another proof. This is her chance to finally get it right, to change her destiny, and to break free from Fromville. But you know what? The town is not going to make it easy for her. It's like it's testing her, pushing her to her limits, waiting to see if she will make the same mistakes as her past selves. And here's where things get even more mind-blowing. If my theory about Tabitha being Miranda reborn is right, then it opens a whole new can of worms about the other characters. Think about it. If Tabitha is a reincarnation, then who else is? Remember how those two cars arrived in town at the same time in season 1? It was a rare event going from what Victor said, something that had not happened in a long time, something special.
That hasn't happened in a long time. It's special.
We had Jade and Toby at the same time, the Matthews. That's got to mean something. And you know what I'm thinking? That connection between Jade and Christopher, the one obsessed with the symbol, the man in the yellow suit from Miranda's painting, is more than just a coincidence. Then I'm sure that maybe Jade is Christopher reborn. It would explain his obsession with that symbol and that feeling of being drawn to the town's darkest secrets. It's like their souls are linked, trapped in this endless cycle, repeating the same patterns, making the same mistakes. And the fact that they both arrive in Fromville on the same day, it's like the town itself is orchestrating these reunions. It's a seriously creepy idea and makes you wonder who else in Fromville is a reincarnation. And what roles are they destined to play in this twisted game? It's like the writers are giving us these little hints, these whispers of a much bigger mystery. And I cannot wait to see how it all unfolds. And you know what else is really making me question everything? The fact that Tabitha and Jade are the only ones having this really intense visions. It's not just fleeting glimpses or creepy dreams. They're seeing things that no one else can see. And I'm starting to think, what if those are not visions at all, but memories? Memories from past lives, bleeding to the present moment. And those shared experiences, those symbols, that obsession with the tower, the children, they're not coincidence. They're echoes of a shared history. And this is creepy as hell. Jade has visions of the pilgrim, the Civil War soldier, and that symbol that's everywhere. Maybe those are not hallucinations, but flashes of Christopher's life. And that scene where the Civil War soldier attacks Jade is like he's dealing with a ghost from his own past, a past life that he cannot escape. And it makes you wonder what other secrets are hidden within those visions, those nightmares. What if they're not just glimpses of the town's darkness? What if they're the keys to unlocking the real answers, to breaking this cycle of death and rebirth? Here's an interesting point. This RendezMove stuff is messing with my head, and I mean a fake website for a fictional moving company with hidden codes and secret images. Remember how Boyd had a RendezMove trailer and Donna had a RendezMove calendar in her room? It's like this company is now everywhere in Fromville, but it's also popping up in the real world. That ad on the missing persons website, the one for the Matthews family, and that creepy something went wrong message when you go to RendezMove.com, it's like the town itself is trying to block us, to keep its secrets hidden. And those numbers in the website's code, the same year that are carved into the lighthouse, it's like someone is trying to send a message, a warning. And that secret image on the website, those dark skeletons, angels outside of a house, is seriously unsettling. 1597, that's Victor's address. It's like the town reach extends beyond Fromville, into the real world, into our own reality. Well, the series reality. And that Desert Star Chronicle article, you know, the one about the missing Matthews family, it's not just a random news story. That desert setting, those flash floods, they're symbolic. It's like a metaphor to Fromville, a place that looks like an oasis, but is actually a trap. It makes you wonder if the writers are trying to tell us something about the nature of reality, about the way we get drawn into the cycles of hope and despair. And speaking of cycles, that man in yellow suit, we see him in Miranda's paintings, and if my reincarnation theory could be right, maybe this is another version of Jade many years ago from the 1930s. Maybe even his past life, repeating the same patterns, drawn to the same darkness, much like how Boyd ended up sharing the blood of Martin, of Fatima eating habits. The characters are reincarnated. And you know what I think is really crazy? What if there's a pattern, how the curse begins for each person? What if Jade hid those numbers on that RendezMove website in a past life, a trail for his future self, a way to break free from the cycle? But I have more proof. Let's talk about those caves. I think they hold the key to From's biggest mysteries. We see those images in Miranda's paintings, a lot of similarities, the 7 stones, that shadowy figure, and in the caves from season 1, the people in red, even that symbol Jade's obsessed with. You know what? I feel like they're telling a story, a dark and twisted tale about the town's origins. I'm seeing a pattern here, connection to those numbers, those creepy visions, and that nursery rhyme. Think about it. Those boats arriving in the caves is like the first settlers, the original inhabitants of Fromville. Maybe even those pilgrims we keep seeing in the paintings. You know, those who came before, seeking a new beginning, a safe haven. But they found something else instead, a nightmare. And those figures in red, those 7 stones, they're like a ritual, a sacrifice, and it's giving me chills. And that shadowy figure, the one lurking in the darkness, I'm betting he's the entity, the nightmare itself, the ones that controlling this town, manipulating its victims. And the symbol is a brand, a mark of the town's evil. And something really interesting is the number 3. It's a motif, 3 lines on that tree like an F, 3 people in the cave when Boyd found Martin, and that creepy nursery rhythm or rhyme. Here they come for 3. It's all connected. There's also a number in the website 3333. So what if that number 3 shows a cycle, a pattern of death and rebirth? I'm wondering, 3 people chosen in each cycle, Jade, Tabitha, and who else? I'm dying to know the answers if this becomes true. But as every theory, there's something that breaks or destroys the theory, and that is Boyd in the dungeon. It's a total mind bender of a scene and the possibility of time travel. It definitely throws a tomato into our theories. It's like the writers of From are saying, hey, you think you figure it out? Think again. So Boyd enters the dungeon with the fire, and it's like he's stepping into another time period. We see Martin, that old dude, chained to the wall. Those skeletons is a seriously disturbing image. And you know what I'm thinking? Those skeletons, they're not just random decorations. They're victims of the town, of that 47-year cycle. Those who were chosen but failed to escape. It's like the dungeon is a graveyard, a monument to the town dark history. 47, if you add it up, is 11. And all of the characters so far have 11 letters in their name. Jim Matthews, Tabitha Matthews, so it's connecting more and more. And the way Boyd said how the town was feeding off of Martin is another example of that motif, that idea of the nightmare, drawing power from suffering, from hope. But then boys pull out of the hole with that rope. This is where things get really interesting. It's like that rope is also a connection to another time, another place, or the same place, just a different time. But who threw that rope and how? If fire is the key to entering this weird time traveling dungeon, then who else can access with fire? Those talismans, they have a sun symbol, a source of light, of fire. What if they're not just protection? What if they're also keys to unlocking other dimensions, other timelines? This where From gets seriously trippy and it's making me question everything. What if the town itself is a time machine? And yes, and those who are trapped inside are just pawns in a much bigger game. One thing I'm certain, time travel will come into equation. Reincarnation as well. But how, and if it's true, then yes, but if it's wrong, then this only gives an idea of how Jade and Tabitha are just chosen. It's not really interesting. So this is why I love this theory so much, and I would love you to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And it's Christian from Premiere, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.